Okay.
Everyone. I just wanted to welcome you to this call. This is going to be our educational series for the people that are in our team already in doTERRA. This is also a good opportunity to invite your potential guests, people that you want to introduce into the oils, or anyone that's just interested in the oils, but they want to see what kind of a group we are, what kind of people we are, or how we handle the oils. It's just more, or your customers actually. So the educational series, what's going to be happening at the next few Mondays, is going to be posted in Elite Makers Global. And so depending on what your clients are interested in, bring them into the call. The numbers are always going to be the same. Where we're going to have the call is going to be the same. So pretty much you can give them that information. Or you can send their email and phone number, mobile phone number, to Vivian or myself, and we can notify them where to connect for the next call. So tonight we're going to discuss how to manifest money easily. It is actually the title of Vivian's call is Money Flow Oils. And we're always excited about this because having used her oils, and I have the oils right here, and I spray it every time I'm talking with clients, and it does work. So I'm really, really excited to be writing down the new formula for people who want to have the money magnet spray. You got to make your own, but this is the money magnet spray for 2016. It'll still apply to some of us. So Vivian, her background is physical therapy, very effective physical therapist. But then she noticed that she has some special gifts that allowed her clients to become healed much, much faster. So when you go to a physical therapist, they'll say, well, take 12 sessions. Well, Vivian started shortening those sessions to 1 or 2. And so she wanted to know, why am I doing that? And then she realized that she really is a human MRI. She can see the body and how it works. And not only that, she figured out that she can manifest money, and so she started showing people how to manifest money. And so she's also called the #1 money magnet activator. Now Vivian has helped a lot of her clients with cancer. I'm one of the cancer survivor patients that she's had, lymphedema, neck and back pain, and other difficult cases through her medical intuitive abilities. And so medical intuitive is there. That's part of a healing. That's very small percentage of people who are in the healing business are medical intuitives, and it requires a lot of special gifts and special knowledge, and Vivian has that. She also is a business owner, and she also works with business owners through her business intuitive skills, showing them how to attract ideal clients. And a lot of these clients, some of whom I've met in the last Sedona event that we've had, which is coming up soon, so save up for that. They value her talents a lot, to the point that when they're with her, they don't want to let her go. They just keep asking her questions the whole time we were in Sedona. And they ask her everything about the clients that are coming in, how to, what she would advise and what she sees so that they could negotiate their businesses more effectively. And finding out what's most important is Vivian always looks at what is the highest good for all the parties involved. So Vivian works with the company called Transformational Wellness International, or TWI, and that is just totally, totally amazing. But now that you've heard everything that Vivian is, I'm sure you're very, very curious. What does she have to say about money for 2017? And so without any further ado, let me present to you a very good friend of mine, one of my mentors and my sage advisor, Vivian de Guzman Castillo. Take it away, Vivian.
Thank you so much, Marie, for that beautiful introduction. And as you all know, I am an energy decluttering expert. On top of that, I started using doTERRA essential oils because it seems to be very, very effective for a lot of clients, whether they just have a physical ailment or emotional issues, even subconscious limiting beliefs or mental blocks. And some of us are lost in our purpose. So these oils naturally just transition you from physical, emotional, mental to spiritual well-being. So what I'll share tonight and what you'll learn are the most common money blocks. Okay, most common. There's so many of these, like there's thousands of them. But I'm going to go with what's common, and with your pen and paper handy, I would like for you to actually write down what your responses are when we talk about them, okay? And you're going to learn why money is such a sensitive topic to most people. What hits your nerve when it comes to people asking for money or when you have to pay? Those are things that we're going to talk about. We're also going to learn what essential oil formula can allow your money flow if you're a woman or a man. Now, 2016 is different than 2017, so I'm going to share with you that depending on what stage you are, that's the formula you're going to follow. And at the end of the call, you're going to find out how you can clear your own blocks and how to access my services at this time, okay? So without further ado, I want you to ask yourself right now, how are you feeling right now? Just write down a word. Are you worried like this lady here, stressed out, looking at the window? She doesn't know where the money is going to come from for the end of this month or how she's going to pay her bills. Or your husband and you, or maybe your partner and you, look at the bills and go, there's so much, I don't even know what's going to happen, right? So if you worry a lot, according to Van Wilder, worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. And you've heard words like, just do it. However, some of us just do it, but then end up being frustrated because we speed up, we do what we can in the 8, 10, or 12-hour days that we have, yet at the end of the day, it's still not enough to pay the bills, right? So I want to introduce to you that your natural state is abundant, okay? This is a picture that we had in Sedona, one of those trips that we took and one of those sacred paths. So I want you to just observe the land, right? There's a lot of rocks all over. There's a lot of bushes. And if I ask you to count how many trees do you see and how many leaves there's a lot. So what gets in the way for us not to be rich, right? The number one feeling and state is feeling of unworthiness. So lack of self-worth basically is the number one reason why people fail, why people can't do something that they're supposed to do, why they can't fulfill their purpose. This is the number one thing that people have. And even when you ask for the money, right, when you ask for your services or your products, if you feel unworthy to receive that money in exchange for your product of service, naturally you're going to push it away. Other factors include the lack mentality. When you ask for the sale and you actually say, oh, I don't think this person has it because they don't have a car, look at the clothes they're wearing. So you're starting to project what you're thinking. That's a lack mentality, and you don't even know if they have a lot of savings in the bank. You don't have a clue. All you have is that person in front of you. The number 3 reason why we don't feel rich or get rich is we have a lot of despair. So some of us have had a lot of failures, and when you hit failure after failure in life, for sure, other people around you, and most of the time it's your family that tells you that, well, when are you going to stop trying? Because you've been trying so hard and you haven't been successful all these years. So what's going to happen, right? So those are the things that run in our head. And the number 4 is confusion. And sometimes you hear an advice from your parents, from anybody you trust, from your coaches, from your friends, and they all tell you different opinions because they will always tell you an opinion based on what's true for them, what happened in their life. Remember that. You ask someone, you will always get a different opinion, okay? Because it's always based on their reality. And the inability to master the marketplace of life. Because a lot of us, we dream a lot when we were a kid. However, we didn't put our efforts into studying or mastering what it is we needed to master. So, you know how we go to school, right? But in school, we're taught how to be followers. Now, if you wanted to be a business owner, definitely you'll study business. But if you are a doctor, then it would be nice if you can actually finish your doctor degree and then start practicing, right? So that's why they call it practice, because you get good at it as you keep on doing it. So the mastery of anything depends on practice, meaning you got to get started. So once you have acquired a skill, you got to get started, okay? And then after a while, you'll notice, like driving, in the beginning, you can't even drive. And then after a while, you can even put your makeup on, use your cell phone, and still drive, right? You've mastered driving, okay? So these are some of the things that get in the way. What's the secret behind all these? You probably know what it is already, because we are programmed by society to believe that there's shortage, there's lack, and there's financial uncertainty, that's normal, but it's not, okay? The idea is a psychological mechanism designed by those who have vested interest in controlling people and keeping them in line by making them fearful. So I need you to stop buying that psychological mechanism. For most people, suffering from a limited mindset because you have no comprehension of just how much money is actually available to anyone if you can just step up and collect it. You all know that life is energy, money is energy, and there is plenty of both, okay? So I want you to close your eyes for a second. And I want you to start visualizing, because you know, there's credit cards right now, there's merchant services, merchant accounts, debit, PayPal, Google, Apple Pay. There's so many ways that money is exchanged, right? So I just want you to close your eyes and feel how much money is in the universe right now being exchanged. Just want you to feel that. And I want you to extend your hands out, kind of up and out, and go ahead and see if you can feel that exchange of energy back and forth. And if you can just allow your hands to stick in the middle of that transfer of money and allow the money to stick to your hands and then flick it. See if you can let it move through you. So allow it to stick to your hands and flick it. Just see how that feels. So there's life all around you and there's money all around you. And there's the secret here is it lies on you because you're your own magnet. It's very difficult to attract money if you have negative thoughts about it. So you have to remember money is neutral and wealth is natural and it's even spiritual. It's easy to see that when you have money, that it does not deprive somebody else. In fact, if you're wealthy, more often than not, think about this, when you have money, you will be disposing of your money commercially, like you're going to be buying products and services, and then you're going to donate to charity, you're going to support the people around you. In doing that, you're actually adding to the overflow of wealth to everyone on the planet, right? So, it is important to know that money is good and greed is not good. So I noticed that when people need money, somehow they can't have it because need breeds greed. Okay? When you always say, I need this, I need that, eventually it seems like you just have to pursue that. So what are you doing here? You're trying to chase after it. You're not really attracting it, right? You're trying to go after it. That's not how money flows. Money is always there. It's always available to you. It's such a good teacher because it teaches you, like, if you're poor and your character sucks, your personality just, people don't want to be around you. When you get rich, you're going to be the same, okay? That's not going to change. So whatever you are, money somehow magnifies that. So wouldn't it be good if you're stinking rich and you're so generous and you're aligned with your purpose, you have a huge heart and compassion for other people, everybody that you meet, and you're just able to exchange this energy, okay? So when we say life is energy and money is energy, you probably want to know, well, why is it that it's so hard to get, right? I've been living for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. I'm that old now and I still don't have the money. Well, I want to introduce to you that there are 4 energetic boundaries. If you think of the rainbow, that's why I have these colorful pictures here. The physical energetic boundary is very close to your body. It's red. It's about money. It's about survival. It's about health. So you know that when you can't survive anymore, basic survival, right? Food, clothing, shelter. The money issue is now in your physical boundary, very, very close to you. It's close to home, so to speak. There's also your emotional boundary. It's orange and yellow. Okay, the next one after physical. So it starts to expand. These are your feelings of worth or other people's feelings if you tend to pick them up. You can have fear, sadness, anger, stress, tension, blame, guilt, or shame. And then we go to the relational boundary, the green and the blue field, your relationship with yourself and with others. Now, this is where people start to make a lot of mistakes because we were taught in society that we have to take care of everybody else before ourselves. Well, you can't do that if you can't fulfill your own need, okay? So that's so critical that you have a relationship with yourself before you can have a relationship with others. Because we tend to ask for our partner to be that person when it can't be, okay? And then the spiritual is the purple and the whites, your path and purpose, your divine connection to God. So all of these energetic boundaries, if you think about this, if you don't have money, you can't even go to church and contribute. If you don't have money, how can you have a relationship? How can you feed somebody else, right? Like when you start to have kids, how can you provide for your children? Well, if you don't have money, how does it feel? Doesn't it feel like, now that's the most common mistake. We equate our worth with the amount of money we have in our pocket or in the bank. And if you don't have money, usually you can't buy a home, you can't rent a house, you got to live with somebody else, right? It's like a survival issue. So you can see how money is so ingrained in all our boundaries. And when you grow up having this function about money, because the people you have around you have this function about money, that's the same idea and that's the same lifestyle you are now living, okay? So on a physical level, money provides security, especially material security. To reject money is to reject the nourishment life can provide. So how many of you, when they're already saying how much I want your healing, I would like to avail of these doTERRA oils, and you go, oh, in your head you're thinking, I can only afford 2 oils, so probably they can also do that. So when you start to reject money, you reject the nourishment that life can give you. To receive money is to accept this nurturing. When you hoard money, you're so stingy, you mistrust your place with others. You're like, I'm not going to give my last 10 cents because this is for me, So that's hoarding, right? And those people that have a lot of clutter, we had that seminar last week, you tend to hoard money because you're not using it and you're not giving it away. So that's a form of hoarding, by the way. It's a physical and emotional issue. And to give all your money away, so you know how some people, they make money and then they just contribute it to somebody else, like, oh, I'm just going to give it to somebody, forget about my food and my shelter. And a lot of the spiritual healers are actually doing this. So sometimes they don't even want to receive any money because they just want to give it away. You are forgoing personal safety when you do that, okay? So pay attention to how you're doing it, because this will tell you how you're living your life. What's your pattern? On an emotional level, money ideally relays joy. So the question is, do you enjoy managing money? Let's say you have a big bulk of money. Let's say you got $1,000. Okay, I'll give you guys right now, energetically, $1,000. I want you to just receive it with open arms if you can. And just write down the feeling that you get when I gave you the $1,000. I gave you 10 $100 bills. How do you feel? So, if there's a negative feeling there, maybe you feel some shame or guilt, then you're stuck. You are stuck emotionally. So when I'm treating these energetic boundaries, I just see a lot of pictures in your orange and yellow aura, as a lot of times it's not even yours, believe it or not. It's your mom's, it's your grandma's, it's your ancestors, it's your neighbors, or maybe it's the priest, or if it's just not yours. Because think about it, when you were little, when you were given a gift, don't you like it? And then when you got older, when you're given a gift, somehow you don't like it anymore. Like, what happened? What happened to you, right? So relationally, we're going to the green boundary and the blue boundaries here. Money reflects the balance of love and power. So I want you to write down 3 things, how you saw your mom handle and treat money. Just write down 3 things, like as far as you can remember when you were little, because all these programs, by the way, happened when you're little, from conception, okay, to birth, all the way to about 8 years old. Everything that you learned about money, you learned from your parents or whoever raised you. So please tell me, what are the 3 things, right? So, and then I want you to write down everything you learned from your dad about money. Okay? All right. So we're going to talk about that because we want to make sure you're aware that you might be duplicating your mom and dad's issues. Spiritually, money is a means for fulfilling our spiritual calling, like our path and purpose. So is the lack of money preventing you from achieving your highest version? Okay, so now money and greed, are they the same? So these are the 5 major things that I hear people say, and we hear this a lot. Money is the root of all evil. You hear this in church. You hear this from your parents. Like when you start becoming a business owner, I remember this. They say, oh, don't think about money too much. Don't work so hard. Okay, they tell me all that. You know, like the rich man cannot enter the kingdom of God. You know, you hear that all the time. And the opposite of that, money is the root of all miracles. So the second thing I hear people say is rich people are greedy. I'm going to ask people to mute themselves for now, please. Or Marie, do you mind muting other people that just came in?
To help power through your morning, Jimmy D Delights Frittatas.
Thank you. The second one is rich people are greedy. Well, if you think about that, that means every time you meet a rich person, because if this is your thought process that rich people are greedy, you're always going to see greedy people. That's normal, okay? So you can say, you can cross that out, and you can say rich people are generous, because once you start believing the opposite of that, the positive side of that, you're going to observe in your reality that there's a lot of rich people that are very generous. Number 3, making a lot of money is too much work. Yes, there will be work, but making a lot of money is a lot of fun because you have so many more choices. You can delegate, you can like take more vacations if you like. It's so much fun. It's you that is not willing to do what it takes to actually make the money. Number 4, too much money is too much responsibility, okay? Especially when you hear people say, hey, would you like a $50,000 client? You go, oh God, that's too much responsibility. If that's your mindset, that means you're not going to have the $50,000 client. I can just tell you that. Too much money means I can delegate and give others work. Can you imagine other people who depend on you for their salary or for their monthly income? Wouldn't that be nice to be able to help those people? Like, think about it. And the last thing is I can't manage money. When you put this word, I can't, you just remove all the possibilities that you can actually manage it. Obviously, if you can't manage, let's say $1,000 that you're earning a month, you can't manage $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, okay? So you need to manage what you have now. That's what I'm saying, is manage what you have now. You can also exchange it with it's fun and exciting to manage money. All right. So far, so good. We're moving on. Why are some people rich and others aren't? There's a basic principle behind quantum physics. We call this the wave-particle duality. So at a quantum level, what we see and perceive as solid reality is not actually solid at all, because money follows the laws of quantum physics. So you have an ill-defined state. You know how when we dream, we wish for it, we yearn for it, and we have a lot of maybes. Maybe I'm going to live over there. If I have a lot of money, maybe I can buy this car. Maybe I don't have to work over there, right? You have all the maybes. And that goes into the solid state when you start to, let's say you're walking down the sidewalk and you found a 25 cents or $1 bill. Are you happy because you're just 25 cents or $1 richer? You can have credit in your bank account. You know, like if you can get your overdraft fees reversed or your late fees reversed, that's extra money coming in. Or it's a coin in your pocket that you weren't expecting because you washed it and you forgot all about it. Those are manifestations that your money flow has begun. When you can focus on that and you can convince yourself at the very deepest level of your being that there's no lack, there's no unfairness, there's no discrimination, and that making money isn't difficult, you suddenly open yourself to greater wealth. Okay? Remember that. You have to convince it. Convince yourself. So it's not just your mind, but also the feeling inside of you. Your heart needs to know at a deep level that it's easy to make money. It's really easy. If you remove all your excuses, you'll be there. So I want you to learn to agree with abundance, because this is how you can shift this very quickly. I want you to write your reaction down very quick, okay? Number 1, you see a person in a limousine who is wearing fine clothes. What is the first thing in your mind? Write it down. Now, do you say, what a show off? Okay, is that what you say? Or, I wish that was me. Number 2, you saw a multi-million-dollar house. You're driving and you just saw this house, and the first thing in your mind is write it down. Okay? Now, why are we doing this exercise? Because you cannot agree that abundance and wealth is natural when you have anger or envy, when you see others earning it, enjoying it, and really having it. So you cannot become abundant or wealthy if you start to exclude yourself. That's basically the point here. So I will admit it isn't easy for most ordinary people to look at extreme manifestations of wealth and really believe they can have the same manifestations in life because their ego is too racked with jealousy or inadequacy and judgment. I mean, I was an example of this a few years back, and I couldn't figure out why I can't attract the high-paying clients, but then I didn't know that I had a judgment against rich people. I thought that rich people don't need my services because they're rich and they can find anybody else except me. See, I excluded myself. When I heard myself say that, and my business coach said, "Did you just hear what you said?" I go, "Yes, I did. And I'll delete that right now." So I just deleted that, and then it changed completely. Like the very next week, I had clients that are actually rich, okay? So remember, in order to experience true abundance, you must be able to identify with wealth. You must be able to join in with your feelings and be open to the possibility of what is. So remember, in one of my classes, we talked about imagination. See, if you can put yourself there, checking in a nice, luxurious hotel, enjoying the beach, enjoying all the drinks that you can drink, right? Enjoying the nice lifestyle. You gotta feel it, because if you don't have that with you and in you, you can't have it. So you're gonna have to bring it in faster than you need to by feeling it, okay? All right, so this is how you collapse your money dysfunction. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to feel like you're just in the middle of the beach and you're like a tree there. You're grounded to the earth. You're connected to God. And as if the top of your head is just reaching the sky, and you have all this money falling from the sky, and you can actually feel it in your hands, all these $100 bills. Start saying, "I am a magnet for divine abundance in the form of money, health, and happiness." And just bring in a lot of gold from the heavens, from your sides, from your back, from your front, from underneath you. Just feel this flow of money in all directions. Really allow yourself to do that. So just keep on saying, "I'm a money magnet for divine abundance in the form of money, health, and happiness." So I want you to practice doing this every single day. If you can do it 15 minutes, 60 minutes is the best. But if you can just stop a little bit at a time, concentrate on the things you consider to be manifestations of abundance, and we're going to share with you these essential oils that as you put them in your body, you literally feel so rich, okay? And I want you to find the rhythm of your breath. See, wealth flows when there's a rhythm, okay? It can't be like all up and then, of course, you lose everything down, right? So you want to have a rhythm. So when you apply these essential oils in your body, it's kind of like getting a massage and raising your vibrational frequency. So I want you to go to places also where wealthy people hang out. Look at the symbols of their wealth and affirm that the abundance they're experiencing is good. All right, so now for those of you with the essential oils, these are the money flow oils for women. And by the way, this applies to people that haven't had any kind of work done. So let's say you haven't had any kind of energy work done. You haven't had any personal development, no mind change, you're just starting, okay? So this is very good for starters. And by the way, if you want to try this is very effective. I know some of our clients have tried this. On Guard, and it tells you the formula here. You're going to put On Guard. And by the way, you can put this on the inside of your thighs or your feet, okay? You can also put this on your back, like your spine. So if you don't remember anything I say tonight, feet and spine are the places to apply these oils, okay? Now, On Guard is very good for immune support. If you think about it, when you have cleared your energy and you feel very good, you want to guard yourself against threats, right? Environmental threats. So people that have negative mindset and lack mentality, you want to guard yourself from those people just because they're not in the same wavelength. Now, basil is the oil of renewal. So for people with adrenal fatigue, a lot of stress, basil is extremely powerful. You can put this 1 drop on each kidney, and that would help really rejuvenate and release your stress, okay? Clary sage, 2 drops here. You're going to put it on your belly, like below your belly button in front of your pelvis, okay? Because this is good for hormonal balance. So for women, when you're hormonal, you can't really do any production. You notice? Like if you're pissed off, you can't finish work. It takes you a longer time when you're irritated, okay? So clary sage is a good oil for that. And then wild orange is a natural oil of abundance, and it's the happy oil. So when you're happy, you make more money. It's easy. People like happy people. So you put 3 drops of this. You can also diffuse this, by the way. You can put 2 drops of On Guard, 1 drop of basil, 2 drops of clary sage, and 3 drops of wild orange. Now, for men, it's a little different because, see, the women, we open the community. We're so open, right? That's why we need On Guard, because we sometimes don't know. We can't read people immediately, and we don't know if they're the good match for our energy or not. Now, for men, they're very, very focused, okay? Now, sometimes, though, you notice this, men have some issue with generational healing. Meaning to say, whatever they were programmed to do, that's all they know. And sometimes it takes them a while to change, right? Years sometimes. So for those of you that know that white fur is the oil of generational healing, it's so good to have them and have the men have them, because the world is transforming at a fast pace. And if they don't keep up with it, then I don't know what's going to happen to them, the female-male partnership here, because they have to catch up to what the women are doing. And vetiver it has a calming, grounding effect on emotions. It's good for healthy circulation and has immune-enhancing properties. So you put the vetiver 2 drops on the inner thigh or the bottom of each foot. And the white fur, you put 2 drops on the inside of the lower legs, about 2 inches above the ankles. So a white fur, it's good for unhealthy patterns, traditions, and feelings that are generational or hereditary, any addiction, abuse, alcoholism, anger, codependency, eating disorders, pride, and needing to be right. Well, some men have that. So it's good to have these 2 oils in place. So I wanted to, Marie, do you mind unmuting Shifra? Because I wanted her to share with people what happened when she used the formula for women. Where's Shifra? There, Shifra, you're on. Shifra? I guess the other Shifra needs to be unmuted. There's 2 Shifras. Okay, Shifra. There. You're on, Shifra.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I have used this formula many times. And every single time the formula works.
Cool.
It may not work like at that exact moment, but it may happen an hour later, a day later, or even a week later. But it penetrates something into the people around these oils.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So let me continue. Now, what does 2017 mean? I had a class last week about 2016, because 2016 equals 9 in numerology. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6 is 9. It means completion. It's the end of things. 2017, because we entered that yesterday, it's a 10. It's a 1. If you add that up, 1 plus 0 equals 1, right? A universal 1 year represents the start of a fresh new cycle. which means you have a new 9-year cycle of creativity, learning, and growth. A universal 1 year is a time to plant the seeds of intention for the forthcoming cycles. So your deepest heartfelt desires, dreams, and visions for every area of your life. So I hope you've had some planning done. You've done your decluttering the last few weeks. You still have the next Chinese calendar doesn't enter till January 28th, the next new year. So we have time, okay? Relationships, health, finances, career, lifestyle, and spirituality. There's a lot, right? And the intentions and the foundations you set in place during 2017 will mold the field of potentiality and set the tone of and flow of energy within your life over the forthcoming 9 years. So guys, this is so critical. 2017 is the time to get started. Whatever you guys were studying, it's time to apply that now. Whatever you've been developing, you gotta start seeding, you gotta bring it out to the world. This is the time to plant the seed. Here's a few more words that resonate with number 10 or number 1, okay? Aloha. I'm probably going to go to Hawaii this year. I'll do that. Blissful, DNA, spirit, goddess, pioneer, union, discipline. So if you don't have discipline yet, please put it in. Vitality, namaste, and Archangel Haniel. It's the essence of the angels. That's the law of rhythm. So you need to establish a rhythm. Remember what I said last week? If you're going to declutter, if you're going to do it once a year, really stick to that. If you're going to do it every 6 months, stick to that. If you're going to do it every 3 months, stick to that, okay? Stick to the discipline, whatever you set for this coming month, this month. But every number has polarity in numerology. So this is the other side of it that you could be possibly experiencing within your life. You could be arrogant. You could be passive. You could stay in your victimhood, or you can be separated, okay? So watch yourself if you're actually on the positive side or on the negative side. And catch yourself if you're on this plane to go delete and then neutralize yourself and go all the way to the other side of positive, all right? So how do you know you're ready for 2017? Have you done some energy work, clearing, healing of your subconscious beliefs, any negative patterns, childhood or past life issues? Number 2, are you well versed with the products and services you offer? Because everybody here, it's either you're a businesswoman, you're a doTERRA representative, or maybe you're a housewife, you're thinking about it, okay? You need to study your products and services, and you need to know what you're offering. Are you dialed into your ideal clients? You know where they live, you know where to find them, you know how they buy your products and services. And from a scale of 1 to 10, is your self-confidence 7 and higher? So if you answer yes to these questions, the next formula works for you because the energy is different this coming year. This is the formula for 2017. If you've done all the other preparations, you need to have citrus bliss, because this has all the different, the orange, the lemon, and other citruses. You can diffuse 2 drops in a diffuser or apply 6 drops along your spine twice a day. Cypress is the oil of motion and flow. Okay, remember we talk about ease and flow with money. You can put this 1 drop on top of your head and rub vigorously, or 1 drop on each toes, okay, not the feet, because the toes represent your head in reflexology, okay? And massage it 2 times a day. So this is a consistent formula that you can use 2 times a day. The only other thing is if you're exposed to a lot of people, you have to put 2 drops along the right rib cage of Purify, that's your liver, and 1 drop on each kidney 3 times a day. So if you're constantly around people, I would suggest carrying Purify with you. And you can diffuse this these 3 oils you can diffuse. Now, if you have a project that you need to finish and you need full clarity, I'm going to add a spearmint to the mix. I can diffuse that all day long. Like if I have a project to complete, that's kind of like my, it's like the add-on. Remember the other one has the wild orange to add on for the women? This one, you can add spearmint if you have a demanding day and there's lots of deadlines that need to be met and you really need that clarity. Otherwise, these 3 oils will set you to be successful for this year, 2017. Okay? So this is how you feel if you follow your instructions, these instructions, meditate daily, do your breathing, right? Put your oils, meditate, and breathe that in. Feel your body and the energies were moving, and you're going to feel refreshed. This is instant, by the way. And because doTERRA has a 30-day money-back guarantee, if it doesn't work for you, return it, okay? You feel instantly refreshed, rejuvenated, clear in your head, healthy, and alive. So, enjoy applying these oils to your daily routine. For those of you who have been invited by a specific doTERRA wellness advocate in this call, I want you to connect with them, okay? Because I'm sure if they followed up with you, they know what your needs are, okay? This is just a sliver of information that I would like to share as an energy decluttering expert. Now, if you were invited and, well, maybe you found this just on YouTube, you can go directly on my website, mydoterra.com/energetic healing oils and find these specific oils. You can join and save 25% off retail price if you click the join and save. Otherwise, you can just shop and you're going to be presented the retail price, okay? My ID number is at the bottom because it'll ask you if you joined and saved. It's 1654426. Again, if you were invited by a doTERRA wellness advocate, go back to them and they can help you ordering these specific oils, okay? Now, what if you don't know what's blocking your money flow? The discovery session with me, meaning to say I read your energy, your anatomy, what's blocking your energetic boundary, what are the pictures that are there, this is available only for tonight and tomorrow because I'm going to be gone out of town starting the 4th. So this is for you if you've tried other methods of healing, nothing seems to be working, you're already getting sick, and you have lots of fear and questions in your mind. You're in a constant state of poverty, recurrent debt, financial disarray, no matter how hard you work. And your stress is costing you your own health, your business, and your relationships. So I need you to prepare 3 questions you need clarity on and book a 30-minute discovery session with me on humanmrisetmore.com, humanmri.setmore.com, okay? You're going to get a free chakra clearing and stress release CD for only $177. So the discovery session and the CD for only $177. And the link, if you can please write it down, is bit.ly/2 small letters HL, capital G, small letter M, and big letters K, big letters K. bit.ly/2 HL, those are small letters, capital G, small M, capital K, and capital K. This is only good till January 3rd, so you're going to have to click the link and basically invest in yourself, and you can only book this within January 9 to 31. And for those of you who already had a discovery session with me, meaning I already read your energy, and you just want to take avail of the Be a Money Magnet series, which are 6 MP3s that I have on healing family blocks and a lot of theta healing and a lot of psychic clearing on poverty, struggle, and sacrifice, and financial self-sabotage, and any kind of birth trauma. And the last part there is giving you positive feedback on how you can, do positive affirmations and clear yourselves on your own, how to do this to allow money to flow into your life. So I'm going to open it up for questions. Marie, can we please unmute people or unmute yourself? Oh, there. She unmuted everyone. Do you have any questions?
Can you repeat that about the experiment?
For the experiment, if you have a project or a deadline that you need to finish and you really need full focus and concentration, you can add that to the new formula.
So it's for deadline and how many drops?
Look, this thing is genius ideas. I mean, look at that.
Marie, do you mind muting everybody and just unmute yourself when you need to ask a question? Because I'm trying to everybody's background.
How much time we got? Like 45 minutes? Come on, let's try to get a storyboard or something ready.
Unmute yourselves if you have any questions. Thank you. Questions? I love you guys' smile. Is this helpful to you? Maybe I'll let me reclaim as host. Okay.
I'm going to unmute myself. Vivian, can you hear me okay?
Tyra, Tyra, you have a question? Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the answer to your question.
Go ahead, Tyra.
Tira, you said something about, you said you've already taken advantage of our private sessions.
Hold on, Tira, I can't hear you. Hold on. Mute all again.
I wrote it in the chat.
Oh, you did? Okay, let me go to the chat. Oh, where do I go for that chat? More. Chat.
Actually, if you have a question, hit raise hand on their group chat.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And Vivian will be able to see.
It says, I'm experiencing an ocular migraine. I can't see much. I'm sorry. Okay, Tira. I missed how to just get the 6MP3. Okay, so the 6MP3 is normally the 6MP3 is $497. So we're offering that tonight for $177. So you click this link, the bit.ly, and I can send you the 6MP3 on healing birth trauma, clearing family blocks, clearing struggle and sacrifice, clearing financial self-sabotage. I can't remember the other one. Creating empowering beliefs about money. And there's another clearing there that it's a lot of soul healing, more than 24 beliefs per clearing. Yeah. All right. Does that answer your question, Tira?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else who would like to ask a question? Just unmute yourself, please.
I think Shifra had a question.
Shifra, what was your question? Shifra?
I see her unmuted.
She disappeared. Okay, anybody else who have a question? So these oils, by the way, I mean, when I first started using these oils, they were interesting because I realized that I was so intuitive, I was sensitive to even the oils. And when I touched them close to literally the first formula I gave you, the On Guard Basil, Clary Sage, and Wild Orange, I put them in my root chakra, and my root chakra started opening up and spinning on its own. That's how powerful they are, okay? So then I put it on Marie's root chakra and on Sandra's and everybody else's chakra, and I said, oh, they're doing the same thing. That's interesting. That's the reason why that formula was created, because it literally opens your energetic field to receive more. Because once your chakras are spinning, right, your energetic field, you will receive. It's so easy. Now, if you have other mental blocks that you can't receive, that's the issue. Okay, that's the issue right there. However, if you can just allow the flow of energy, that it is easy to be rich and abundant, you will get it. Now, the issue here is if you don't have a container, that's why I said, if you have no products and services, or you don't even know what you're offering, then that's a challenge, right? You have to have something that you're offering in order for you to attract money. Because Money won't come in a cluttered state. If you're so confused, what will happen is you may make money, but you're going to lose it anyway, immediately. So you have to have some kind of organization and some form of discipline with your money in order for it to keep on coming, if that makes sense. Okay?
Okay.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Shifra had a question. Where did she put the peppermint again?
The
The spearmint, yes.
Oh, spearmint, I'm
You
sorry.
can diffuse it, or you can just put it in your, like the temples, like right here, by your temples, like one on each side of the temple. Yeah. Anything else?
Oh, April had a question. I'm going to unmute you, April. Oh, it's not unmuting.
I reclaimed it.
Hello?
Okay.
Let me. Okay, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, since I've done the work on clearing, so I'm basically cleared and my energy is flowing and I'm in this waiting stage.
Yeah.
How do I make sure that I'm in the waiting and I'm not blocked? Like I'm not blocked into another obstacle
So
or corner.
Use this one, and then I think you're creating right now. You're creating the container where the money is gonna flow into you. So you're on the right track. So just use the new formula for you.
Okay, that's the money flow for women?
For 2017.
Oh, 2007. Okay.
Mhm. Anybody else?
Okay, we want to know which oils did Vivian apply to the root chakra?
Which oils I applied to the root chakra? Okay. Oh, here. The one that so remember, do not put the oil directly on your pubic area, okay? It's gonna sting. I've tried that in
Me too.
okay? But you have to put it on the inner thigh, the On Guard. You can put the On Guard on your inner thigh, or if you're gonna apply that on your feet, make sure it's on the heel, because that represents the pelvis, or on the back of your ankle. So if you're going to use On Guard, okay, you can put it on the inner thigh, but not too close to the groin because it'll sometimes migrate. And then the low back, right, you can put it on your spine. Remember how when you have money problems, do you notice your back hurts? Because the responsibility of making it is so heavy, for most people. So you want to put it on your back, or on the back of your ankles, like your Achilles tendon and your heel. That's where the On Guard goes. The basil is very good for the kidney area and the adrenals, because they're together in the lower rib cage in the mid back. And the clary sage is in front of your pelvis, because that's where your uterus is, behind your bladder. And then, of course, your wild orange, you can put that on your wrist, or you can, anywhere you can smell it. You can put it on your hands and rub it. But on your wrist, it will act like a perfume. So you'll always be happy every time you put your hands on close to your nose. Okay? The mantra is, it's on the PowerPoint, I am a money magnet, right? Or I am a magnet for divine abundant flow of money, health, and relationships, or happiness. Okay?
Anybody else with a question?
Anybody else? Now, like I said, if you've had any kind of clearing with me, my clearings are $500 a session. If you just have a question and you just want to know something, this is a very good opportunity to do that, because it's $177. You can either have a discovery session when you have those burning questions in your mind, or you can just find out what else is happening. Why is it like this, or why is it like that? That's a very good opportunity. So go to your bit.ly/2HLGMKK. All right? And book it at humanmri.setmore.com if you would like to schedule that appointment. All right, so you got tonight and tomorrow to decide It's very easy to decide. It's either this return on investment for you will give you clarity so that you can actually set the pace for 2017 in a positive direction. Alrighty? So thanks for joining, and have a fun evening. So these educational seminars are designed to really educate people on the uses of essential oils. And we're going to start having these every Monday at 7 p.m. So for those of you who want to join our team, please let me know. My email is vivian@viviandeguzman.com or vivian@feelbetterrehab.com. Either one will reach me. And I chose 177 because it's my birthday on the 7th. That's part of that. That's part of that. And so I will be taking off and enjoying myself after tomorrow. Because tomorrow is my husband's birthday. So now I'm going to be just relaxing the whole week and enjoying my 2017. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, and we encourage you to invite people to this call, because the more people we have in the call, the more we all benefit. And next week, we're going to also be talking about finances. So the first two calls, this call and next call, is finances. Then I believe our third call is on blocks, right, Vivian?
No. It's we'll post it on Facebook.
Yes.
So we'll solidify all those topics for you. But this whole month is about money management, weight loss, and detox.
Detox, that's right.
What
And if you have any suggestions.
Right. Detox can be, emotional detox, money detox. It could be responsibility detox, right? It could be a physical detox, like your health. So
Right.
these are very educational calls. You can invite your friends and family if they want to have a holistic lifestyle, because taking medicine is not the way to go anymore.
So in February, we're going to be focusing on relationship,
Right.
love and emotion
intimacy,
handling.
and
So,
relationship.
right. So if you have any suggestions or topics that you want to be discussed, please give us some suggestions as well.
Actually, I'm gonna ask Tira to be part of that call. So, Tira, I'll call you offline after that.
And what is the Facebook address or the Facebook name that?
Well, if you go to Vivian S. de Guzman, because if you're not part of our doTERRA team, you will find it on the Elite Makers Global.
Oh, they will, but they have to ask to join.
Right. You have to ask to join us.
So it's called Elite,
Makers.
ELITE, Makers with an S, Global.
Okay?
That's the Facebook page you're talking
That's
about.
the Facebook page, Elite Makers Global.
Okay.
Awesome.
Look
Well,
forward
thank
to
you
seeing
so
you.
much. And so, next week we're going to have creating, what is that, Marie? Efficiency in manifesting money? I can't remember.
I thought that was yours.
Is that mine? Okay, so
It's related to money flow for
related to
sure.
money flow. So we're going to have our guest speaker, Marie Klepke, next week. All right?
Have a great evening.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night.
Love you. Bye-bye.